It seems in the last week or so, since me doing a lot of chaotic review-based stuff, I missed the chance to cover Project LLL, a new MMO world shooter game that is going to be made by the creators of Guild Wars, or Guild Wars 2 and Lineage 2, NCSoft. So we're going to be taking a look at that game today. We'll be checking out all of the different information that we got from the developer talk, and also having a quick look at some of the gameplay, which I'll also play over the background, and I'll give you my thoughts on the gameplay a little bit later on in the video. But it'll be playing over the background so you can make your thoughts as well. If you are new here, please make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe as well, and turn on the notification bell as always. And let's jump into Project LLL. So as I previously mentioned, Project LLL is created by the Guild Wars devs NCSoft, and it's a MMO shooter, not a looter shooter. They've specifically said they wanted to make a shooter game with the MMO elements and the open world elements from the previous games that they have worked on. It is set in an alternate history, the 23rd century, and we'll be looking at the 10th Byzantine Empire, which is definitely something that I have no idea what is. But it's going to be set in the city of Seoul, or Seoul. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for butchering that. But it's in South Korea. The game is going to have a variety of different factions to go up against. Humans, mutants, demons, and we are the protagonists, essentially. We'll be going through a sci-fi based story, which is pretty cool. It says that fans of 80s sci-fi and Blade Runner and stuff will kind of like this, and obviously the different mutants, demons, humans and stuff will be in different factions, and will have different eras from this alternate history. There will be PvE and PvP based content because this game is going to be focused around the shooting aspects. They made the whole point in the video to talk about it all and dedicate a lot of time to talking about how much they've worked on the shooter elements, which I think is pretty cool. That's the focus, and they're dedicated to it. So yeah, we'll talk about the gameplay and what I think about the shooting in just a moment. But yeah, there's going to be different guns, suits, tactical gear, which is pretty cool, using cover, high ground, that type of thing. And the other cool thing which I kind of took away from this, which is there's going to be ways to traverse the world and what the world is. So the world is going to be a 30-kilometer procedurally generated open world that is seamless. Yes, I said seamless. It's going to be created in Unreal Engine 5, and I don't really know how this game is going to pull that off, because in some of the gameplay there was a lot of choppiness that we had when there was some changes in area, we could say, from a stealth area into like a fully action area. The frame rate got very choppy. Now, yes, this is a vertical slice. This is a different, version of the game, alpha, beta, whatever it is. We'll obviously get improvements, but yeah, an open world MMO, and it doesn't have frame rate issues, that's seamless, will be very, very tough. So yeah, but the other cool thing about all of that is there's going to be ways to traverse the world. So there's mechs, different vehicles, and also robots that you're going to be able to use to get around the open world map. So let's recap everything, because I like what I am seeing here. An MMO shooter in a sci-fi setting with PvE and PvP content, a lot of focus on the shooting, and there's going to be a load of different factions and stuff. That sounds awesome. The only skeptical part I am about all of this, before we jump into talking about the gameplay a little bit more, is one, how they're going to handle the technical issues, the server issues. That is a big possibility that everything could catastrophically go wrong, and bug fixing and such. The also other thing is how the game will actually play, because if it plays poorly, people aren't really going to get attached to it. And then the third thing is content. They need to have enough content or planned content that will suffice and a good end game, because that is what's going to keep people here, especially shooter fans, and especially people like me that is looking for another MMO type game that's a shooter that can hopefully, satisfy me just as much as all the other ones that have come before. But let's jump into some more gameplay. So taking a look at the gameplay, we got to see a bunch of different stuff here, and it was pretty good for the most part. We got to see some stealth gameplay in the beginning, where we were making our way through, I'm guessing it's a subway system in Seoul, And then we also got to see how an AR drone would go around and scan all the enemies so you can see where they were. And then there was like a little bit of an action thing. Something got cut off. And then we go out into the main area where we got to see a lot of good action and shooting gameplay. We used a lot of different abilities. There was one that had, it might have been a deflection ability, I'm not entirely sure, where he brought up a shield, but it looked like he was shooting through it as well, so maybe it was a deflector shield. We did also get to see like a defensive bubble be put up right at the end when this big demon thing showed up, which I'm really interested about that. But we also got to see a couple of other things, a lot of shooting to see how the gunplay feels. You'd have to actually get it in your hands. It looks very much like The Division crossed with Anthem when it comes to how the gameplay looks and the overall scope of the world and the look of it. Not that it's going to play like both of those games, but yeah, those are the comparisons that I kind of draw. Now, yes, I did say Anthem. Don't, murder me and say, oh god, it's Anthem. Anthem's dead. Blah, blah. Like, that's just the kind of vibe I get. We also got to see a really cool ability, which was like a lock-on rocket system, and also like the traditional auto-aim fire where you just activate it and kill a bunch of enemies by the bullets just targeting them, which I think is pretty cool as well. The big highlight in the developer interview and also in the gameplay was mech gameplay. Essentially, we would take an enemy out of one of their mechs and jump in, and you go into first person. And it was like playing Titanfall. You'd have rocket abilities, ability to dash around and move, and this massive gun on the right-hand side of the screen that was just, it's really cool. And we had like a mech battle, and then they jumped out after the mech had exploded. And yeah, it just gave me like Titanfall vibes as well. And if that's the type of gameplay we're getting alongside like third-person stuff, then I would definitely be interested in trying this game out. But yeah, the gameplay was good. I enjoyed what I saw. But I am skeptical about all of this, and let me tell you why. Time and again, we get to see a lot of these games come to the surface in the gaming space, and they either have a lot of different problems that I've mentioned before, but they just don't land the way that they are supposed to. And the problem will be is, are they going to release it straight away? Is it going to be free to play? What content is there actually going to be to drag people in? And that's my biggest concern. Not because I want to hate on a new game or hate on a new MMO, but we've seen the process repeat itself over and over and over again. And I'm hopeful that Project LLL is able to, break the mold. And I'm not going to be like, oh, Destiny killer, blah, 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 whatever, because ultimately the game has to stand on its own. It's not going to try and be compared to other people's. So, yeah. But I am skeptical. Confident, but also skeptical. So I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm a little bit shaky when it comes to these new shooters that have been announced, because we saw it with First Descendant. It didn't really land with me, and we'll see how it is at launch. But yeah, it didn't really land with me, and hopefully this game will. But that being said, we have a long time to wait for it. 2024 has been the initial like leaked release date that they said they wanted to bring it out for. So we shall see when it launches, or when we find out more information, and I'll do a big drop another video like this when we do get some more. But if you are new here, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe in the bottom area down here, turn on the notification bell as always. It really helps the channel. And tell me what you think of Project LLL. Is it an L or is it a W? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Wow, that was really, really cringe. But yeah, this has been Jimbo, and I will see you guys next time.